Welcome back to lesson 5 of our 0xSplits project series. This is the no code track, so there's no code involved in any of these lessons. This lesson is step 3 in 0xSplits, distribute. In the previous lessons we have already covered creating a split, earning income in that split, and now we are on distributing those earnings to the different holders. So I'll get you all set up, I'll get you started on the project, you can go and execute, and then I will show you how I would do it. The goal of this lesson is to make funds withdrawable and make our balance 0. Let me show you what that looks like. To get set up, we're going to open up the 0xSplits app. We will launch the app, and once the app is launched, I'm going to have connected my account number 61, perfect, and then I'm going to view splits. I actually need to get the right split, and I will do that by checking where I sent these funds, because I sent these funds to the correct split. I sent it into this split, so I'll take that address and I'll paste it in the URL, and then here is the split, or at least it should be. Here's the split. We can see from our last lesson this does have the balance. Oh, it looks like someone already distributed it. That's interesting. Super interesting. Let me see if I now have a balance to withdraw. I think someone else might have distributed the funds, which will be an interesting talking point. It does look like I have funds that were distributed. Oh no, I was wrong. I guess it just didn't load. That's interesting. Let me switch back to my other account. Okay, cool. It just took a while for the balance to load. The funds have not been distributed yet. So, the goal is to get our balance to show 0 and to get the withdrawable balance to show a value. That's the goal of this lesson. Go ahead and see if you can get this balance to go to 0 and to have one of the recipients of this split to have a balance that's up here able to be withdrawn from. Pause the video now, go and try to set the balance to 0 and set a withdrawable balance so that you can withdraw those funds into your wallet. Pause the video, I will wait here. Alright, if you're still here, then you have already finished distributing. This is how I would distribute the funds. Super simple, this should be fast. Anyone can distribute these funds, and that's why there's a distribution fee. Any person, it doesn't even have to be a recipient, can distribute these funds. And so my wallet address starts with 0e59, and you can see that 0e59 is not any of these recipients, and yet I can still distribute these funds. This is part of the hyperstructure of 0xSplits, so that other people can distribute for you and pay that gas so that you don't have to pay to distribute the funds. You might ask yourself, why would this step even be there? Why don't we just distribute the funds as soon as money enters? The answer is it costs gas to do that distribution. And so rather than having it be automatic, what if it's not a lot? Like, this is only 67 cents. Do we really want to pay gas just to distribute 67 cents? Or should we wait until we've received a bunch of transactions and then distribute once and then save a lot of gas to distribute the funds when it makes sense? Alternatively, we can have this distribute step inside of our app. We can have someone else distribute if someone else wants to distribute. Like I said at the start of this lesson, I actually had briefly thought that someone had come in and distributed because it might be financially incentivized for someone to come in here and pay those gas fees to get that 2% for distributing the smart contract for us. All of that to say, the next step is to click this distribute button. I'm going to click the distribute button from my separate wallet to be able to show you this distribution fee in action. So I'm distributing. We are now distributing the funds. Once the funds have been distributed, I can now see that the balance of this is 0, and yet I now have a little tiny balance up here of Matic that I can withdraw. But this doesn't look like 25%. This doesn't look like any of the 25%. This is the distribution fee. So let me show you this in first, we have completed the lesson. The lesson is done. You'll know that you're done if the balance shows 0 and if you now have an ability to withdraw some funds. I can withdraw the funds in 2 places, both in the wallet that I did the distribution because I received the distribution fee, and also on my main wallet, which is inside of the split. This wallet CFB is this wallet CFB, and so this wallet now has 16 cents that it can withdraw of the, this is 25% of the Matic that we were sent in. We sent in 0.44 Matic, 25% of that is 0.11, so this is my 25% that I have received, and I can now withdraw. This is how we know we're done. Here's a little bit of a bonus. We're going to take a look at the transactions on chain. So I'm going to open up the wallet that executed the distribution, which is this account 61, and here is that transaction where we actually distributed the funds. And so we can see down here we have the distribute ETH command was called, and funds were distributed at 25% each to each of these. And then there is also the distributor address as well as the distributor fee. So this address received 20 or 2% of that amount. So that's how the funds were distributed. And I now have my, because I was the one that called the distribution, I received a 2% distribution fee on top of that. So in the grand scheme of things, 2% was not a lot here. It was about a penny. Whereas the other wallets, the main creators got to receive their 25%, so give it a sec for it to load the balance, but I got 16 cents for my 25%, whereas the distributor only got 1 penny, 2%. And that's everything in this lesson. We've done 3 of the 4 steps. There's one more step in our no-code series, and that's going to be doing the withdrawal step. So in the next lesson will be the last lesson in our no-code series, where we will withdraw the funds out of our wallet, and then those funds will actually show up inside of our MetaMask wallet or whatever wallet it is that you use. If you got any questions, let me know on Twitter. I am sweetman.eth or sweets.eth. This is Sweets, signing off.